So I want to tell you a little story about why we're here on White Rock Beach. When I first started teaching people how to breathe and how to use their breath to change how they feel and how they think, we started running free events here on the beach. So people would come along and I'd teach them how to breathe, and we'd get in for a little swim. And the first event had maybe 10 or 15 people. And then they started to grow as people started to really understand that their breath was this gateway to their potential. They could change how they feel if they were stressed, or they could change how they feel if they were anxious. So we had bigger and bigger numbers of people coming to the beach here at White Rock. In fact, at one stage we had about 200 people on the beach just breathing with the rising sun. And then it got so big that we had to move to the other side of the city, to Putmarnock, and maybe 500 people arrived. And then at the last time we had 1,000 people registered to come to one of our events. But then of course COVID happened, and if people were feeling stressed before, then they were really stressed. And if people were feeling anxious before, then they were really anxious, and people were fearful and uncertain. And I was the same. You know, when I look back at years ago, before I learned how to use my breath, I used to wake up tired, stressed, and my mind cluttered. But then as I learned to use my breath, I'd wake up energized, my mind clear. So as we face another period of uncertainty, I want to take the things that I had learned that have helped transform me and helped transform thousands of other people, and share them with you so you can use your breath to escape from that prison of fear and anxiety and worry and uncertainty. So over the next few days, I'm going to be sending you a few emails with videos like this in them that are going to show us how to use our breath to be calm and peaceful. It's going to show us how to use our breath to deal immediately with stressful situations and to learn how to deal with that pressure, and to use our breath to remain calm in our body and in our minds. So I'm not going to teach you that here on the beach. By the magic of video, we're going to go back to our studio, which my children have called the Enchanted Forest, and then we'll start breathing together. And just like that, I'm in the Enchanted Forest now. Have you noticed anything different in the transition from White Rock to the Enchanted Forest? I've got a haircut. Anyway, the magic of video continues. What we're going to look at today is a way of breathing in a way that helps us deal immediately with stress. So you know that feeling where something unpleasant, something stressful, something anxiety inducing is going to overwhelm us, when our heartbeat is increasing and pounding in our chest, when our mind is going over and over anxious thoughts and our stomach is churning. What we're going to learn now is a very simple breathing technique that slows down, dampens down that anxiety in the mind. It helps the body calm down, and it makes us feel calm and relaxed and able to deal with the pressure then. The type of breathing that we're talking about here is called box breathing. So it's a very simple breathing technique that we're going to try and learn this evening. And it's this. We breathe in for 3 seconds. We hold for 3 seconds. We breathe out for 3 seconds. We hold for 3 seconds. And then we continue. So breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding. So we can use this whenever we feel this sense of stress and anxiety about to overwhelm us. So let's give it a practice now. When we're breathing like this together, always make sure you're sitting down somewhere nice and comfortable and safe. So just take a moment now, just close your eyes and take a moment. And let's breathe in gently for 3. Holding for 3. Exhaling for 3. Holding for 3. Let's continue like this. Breathing in for 2, 3, and hold for 2, 3. Exhaling for 2, 3, and hold for 2, 3. Inhaling up through the body for 2, 3, and hold there for 2, 3, exhaling down for 2, 3, and hold for 2, 3. Inhaling again for 2 and 3, holding for 2, 3. Exhaling down for 2, 3, holding for 2 and 3. Just pause there now, letting your breath return to normal. We'll come back and practice that breathing again in a few moments. But let's just talk now for a few seconds about how it actually works. So in the holding of the breath and the exhaling, and in the inhaling and the holding, within this mechanism of holding and inhaling, holding and exhaling, what happens is the brain activity starts to slow down. So when we feel stress, and stress is, it's a natural thing and we're well able to deal with it in short bursts. And when we feel that stress, anxiety is a natural reaction to that. But the problem is if stress becomes long-term and anxiety becomes chronic, so we can't stop it. But this breathing and holding and breathing and holding dampens down that activity in the brain. And not only that, the exhale particularly starts the vagus nerve working. So the vagus nerve drops the heart rate, drops the blood pressure. The body feels safe. And when the body's safe, it can repair itself and it can restore itself. So let's try that again. We'll just do 3 rounds. So again, closing your eyes if that suits. Breathing in for 2, 3, holding for 2, 3, exhaling for 2, 3, holding for 2, 3, breathing in for 2, 3, holding for 2, 3, exhaling down for 2 and 3, holding for 2 and 3. Let's do it again. Breathing in for 2, 3, holding now for 2, 3, exhaling down for 2, 3, and holding for 2 and 3. And then just rest now and let your body return to normal. Let your breath return to normal. So where I really started using box breathing was as my career as a Wim Hof Method instructor started to take off, I was asked to do more and more television programs. So I remember in one of the first television programs I did, it was kind of a small enough affair, just one camera and one presenter and one director. But then things got a bit bigger, and the next TV program I did was a big production. Loads of cameras, loads of people, loads of pressure. And I remember them saying, okay, Neil, we're about to go on in 2 minutes. And in that 2 minutes, I had a choice to make. I could either let my body react as it would want to, feeling the stress, bringing in anxious thoughts, or I could take control of my breath using box breathing to calm my mind down and to get the body feeling safe again and be ready in those 2 minutes when the cameras were rolling. So that for me was a pivotal moment. Under all that pressure, I could use box breathing to calm myself down. And then when the cameras were ready to roll, I was feeling safe and calm and peaceful, and I could do what I was meant to do. Some people ask me though, yeah, but does it work for me? And the answer is simple. If we follow this very basic pattern of breathing in for 3 seconds, holding for 3 seconds, breathing out for 3 seconds, holding for 3 seconds. And if we repeat this for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, the body reacts to it. It's not magic, it's just science. The brain activity will dampen down. The body will move down into what's known as rest and digest, where it feels safe. And it doesn't take too much time. People often think they have to be like some Zen monk sitting in a cave or on the top of a mountain meditating for days and hours every day. This is a very simple technique, and it's something that can have an effect really, really quickly. And there's loads of science to back it up. In fact, one of the world's elite fighting forces, the US Navy SEALs, and they're probably the most famous group that use it all the time to deal with the high pressure situations they are in. So there's loads of science to back it up. It works, and it'll work for you if you just try it. So what happens if you don't have something like this? Well, as I said before, short-term stress we can handle. We're built for short-term stress. But if stress and anxiety becomes days long, weeks long, months long, chronic, then all types of problems start to kick in. We can have mental health problems, depression can set in, chronic anxiety can set in. We could have cardiovascular problems, heart disease, heart attacks, in extreme cases, stroke. We can have digestive problems. All of these stemming from the fact that when we're up in this agitated state, this state of fight or flight, the body draws upon other parts of its systems, the immune system, for example, the digestive system. It needs energy from those places to keep us up in this agitated state. So if we don't invest a little bit of time every day and we're under this pressure and we have no way of dealing with it, we can get very sick very quickly. So that's why a little bit of investment in time every day in something as simple as, say, 5 minutes of box breathing can have a huge effect. Our health dramatically improves because we move down into this rest and digest mode and our body feels safe. So things like the digestive system, things like the immune system go back to getting what they need to function properly. So we become healthier because we can digest our food properly. Our body is stronger, can fight off things better. Our mental health improves. Our mind becomes calm and open and focused. It's not cluttered with all types of things. Our hormones balance, so our mood elevates, so we're actually happier. It helps us see a wider perspective on life. When we're anxious, our perspective narrows and we're faced with the worst case scenario. When the body is safe, our perspective is open and we can see all the options that are available to us. These are some of the great benefits, this freedom from anxiety and stress that we get from just a little bit of investment every day in our breathing. So let's breathe again. Let's do a few rounds together, and you can take this and then practice it at home. So breathing in for 2, 3, and hold for 2, 3. Exhale down for 2, 3, and hold for 2, 3. Breathing in for 2, 3, hold for 2, 3. Exhale for 2, 3, hold for 2, 3. And again, inhaling deeply for 2 and 3, holding for 2 and 3, exhaling down for 2, 3, and holding there for 2 and 3. Final time, breathing deeply in for 2 and 3, holding for 2 and 3, exhaling down for 2 and 3. and then let go. This is something that you can use every day to deal with stress and anxiety and worry and fear and uncertainty. A little investment of breathing like this every day has these huge, huge benefits. Freedom from fear, freedom from worry, a life that's a little calmer, a person that's a little more patient. And just like all those people who joined me on the beach, you might remember at the start of the video, I talked about these free events that I ran on the beach. Just like those people, investing a little bit of time every day in your breathing has huge effects. I believe that tools like this can really change people's lives. It's transformed my life. It can help us change how we feel and how we think when we're under pressure. It can help us change how we feel and we think for the better. And these are very simple things, and they are transformative. And that's why I'm sharing this video with you, because I think that, like me, you could probably benefit from just that little bit of breathing every day. And if there's someone else in your life that you would think that would benefit from this as well, please share this link with them. And it's not just for us that we're breathing. For me particularly, it wasn't just me who benefited. It was my children and my wife and my family. Breathing like this a little bit every day has made me a better husband, a better father, and a better man. In a couple of days, I'm going to send you another video, and we're going to go deeper into this. We're going to learn how to deal with long-term stress using the breath again. So thank you for your attention. Please let me know what you think and your experiences of this by leaving a comment below. And I will see you very soon.